Hello friends, as part of the crash course for current affairs for civils 2020, we have been discussing several issues relating to current affairs and the potential questions that may be asked from those areas. As a continuation, let us discuss about other current affairs issues. The next important issue is the Consumer Rights Protection Act 2019. This act was enacted last year and this came into force in 2019, now on from 20th July 2020. The act was enacted in 19, but has come into force and it is now ready for implementation since 2020 July 20th. Right, it has replaced the Consumer Rights Protection Act of 1986. Right, the act was considered to be, the original act was considered to be somewhat redundant, and therefore we have gone for improvement over that act, and we have now enacted the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Right, this act will include the establishment of the Central Consumer Protection Authority. Right, the Central Consumer Protection Authority, and this authority called the CCPA will be able to file suo motu cases on behalf of a class of consumers, and the rules for the prevention of unfair trade practice by e-commerce platforms will also be covered under this act. That is the most important thing. Let us you also focus on e-commerce. Now, first of all, those students who have public administration as your optional, right? Those students who have public administration as your optional, please make note of this authority also, because this will also adding on to the authorities like TROI and IRDAI, and it will be required for you to include in the organizations and accountability and control chapter for public administration, paper 1 and also for paper 2. Now, coming to the prelims part of it, you can talk about what is this authority and what are the main features of this act and what is the main role of this authority, what is the role envisaged for this authority. Right? That is one important potential area of question. Similarly, it is now having the authority to focus on the unfair trade practices in the e-commerce. Now, there is a concept called e-commerce. Focus on the concept of e-commerce. You know what is e-commerce. It has got C2C type of e-commerce, it has got C2B and it has got B2C and then B2B, then G2B, government to business, then business to government. These are all different types of e-commerce platforms and e-commerce aspects. So, focus on that as well, and there are several issues. This is important for your mains also. The mains also this can be asked. The unfair trade practices with respect to e-commerce platforms. More importantly, after the COVID, in the post-COVID, where we are, the e-commerce has gained, because of the digital dependence, the e-commerce has gained more relevance and importance, and therefore, be careful, this can be asked in the mains also. This has got an important aspect relating to, or this has got an important issue relating to the COVID, post-COVID, because during the COVID and after the COVID situation, I cannot say post-COVID, during the COVID, even though the lockdown has been opened up, people may fear going out, or they may have to follow the protocols, and therefore, people may not want to get into malls and superstores. So, therefore, the e-commerce could gain more prominence. Therefore, e-commerce related consumer rights and e-commerce related unfair trade practices will become an issue. Therefore, it could be asked in the mains also, and Consumer Protection Act, please do make note of that. Right? And there will be also a Central Consumer Protection Council as part of this act, which will have the minister in charge of consumer affairs from 2 states from each region, north, south, east, west and northeastern region, with a tenure of 3 years. So, go through the important aspects of Consumer Rights Protection Act 2019, which is going to be an important other area of importance for current affairs. Let us discuss the other issues further. With respect to the another important issue is the the Italian Marinus case. Right, Marinus case. The Supreme Court of India has Center has informed, the Union government has informed the Supreme Court that it has decided to accept and abide by the International Tribunal's ruling with respect to the Italian Marines. You know the case where few people were killed, two fishermen in the coast of Kerala in February 2012. It's a long pending case. Now, the constitutional experts said that the government's decision to accept the tribunal's decision was correct, more in tune with Article 51C and 51D of the Constitution. Article 51 is relating to DPSP, relating to the international peace and cooperation, right? International peace and cooperation of DPSP. So, the constitutional experts are of the view, and this is more related to what is called as the unclause. Now, what is more important? Forget about the case. The concept important for the prelims is Article 51. Article 51 contains 4 clauses. Go through the 4 clauses of Article 51 of DPSP. Then unclause, the United Nations Convention on Laws of Seas, right? The United Nations Convention on Laws of Seas, focus on that aspect. Then you focus on certain concepts like what are territorial waters, right? What are territorial waters? And you know what is, when you come across the territorial waters, you will also come across the concept of baseline, high tide line, etc. Then you focus on the exclusive economic zone, which is relating to that, though it is not directly related, it is relating to that. And what is the territorial zone, what is contiguous zone, then again the other is contiguous zone, and then the distance between the coastline to how many nautical miles from the coastline will be called as territorial waters. These aspects you focus on that, because it becomes an important issue, and a concept involved in this case is this. That much is enough. So, Article 51 clauses A, B, C, D, then unclause, territorial waters, not exclusive economic zone. In fact, territorial waters is a definition that is given in the Constitution itself. Right? Territorial waters is defined in the Constitution itself. For the purpose of Indian Constitution, what territorial waters are, please do make note of them. Right? With respect to the Marinus case, Italian Marinus case. Then comes the next important issue, next potential area could be the special liquidity scheme for the special liquidity scheme for the NBFCs and the HFCs. Actually, this scheme was announced in the budget speech of the finance minister in budget 2021, and it is a mechanism to provide the additional liquidity facility to the NBFCs. This scheme, under this scheme, the government has approved to improve the liquidity position through a special purpose vehicle to avoid any potential or systemic risk. Right? To improve the liquidity, the scheme will be administered by the Department of Financial Services of the Ministry of Finance. Special purpose vehicle will be set up to manage the stressed asset fund, whose special securities would be guaranteed by the government and to be purchased by RBI only. Now, here this is the frame, or this is a fundamental, these are important points of the news. Now, you have to focus on what is liquidity issue. Right? What is liquidity? In the banks, we have something called as statutory liquidity ratio. Likewise, what are the forms or what are the methods by which the liquidity of the NBFCs and home financing corporations are managed? That you have to focus on. What is actually liquidity? What does it refer to? So, focus on these concepts like SLR and concept of liquidity. Then, what do you mean by a non-banking financial company, and what are the limits? Go to the concepts book and find out what is a non-banking financial company, how are they categorized into non-banking financial companies, what are the methods or the conditions to set up NBFC. Then the liquidity scheme, importance that I have already told you, which the special purpose vehicle is to be. Now, fundamentally you have to understand what is a special purpose vehicle. A special purpose vehicle is an autonomous organization, it is an organization or it is an institution set up for implementing certain special objectives such as liquidity thing. The SPV can be can be established for anything. A special purpose vehicle can be established for anything. So, focus on these areas. So, focus on liquidity, focus on the concept of special purpose vehicle, focus on NBFC, the conditions for NBFC, then understand the concept of liquidity and why liquidity is important for a financial institution, right. Why liquidity is an important aspect of financial sector. Remember, this liquidity crunch is going to be liquidity crunch, sometimes in normal terms they call it as cash flow. This is going to be a problem during the COVID. So, focus on these aspects and understand this concept also. We will quickly pass on to the next item of the news called the Agricultural Infrastructure Fund. Right. It has been approved. The cabinet of the Union Cabinet has approved the new Pan India Central Sector Scheme. It is a central sector scheme called the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. The scheme is to provide for long term and medium term debt financing facility for the investment in viable projects for the post harvest management infrastructure and community farming assets. Post harvest management. So, the post harvest management is like storage facilities, transportation facility, cold storage, etc. And the community farming assets, they have to be. And the scheme aims at under the scheme around 1 lakh crore will be provided by the banks and financial institutions as loans to the primary agricultural credit societies who will implement the schemes, right. So, we are going to create that fund for creating agricultural infrastructure. Remember, this is again another important area for your mains also. What are the challenges with respect to promoting the agricultural infrastructure? What are the different challenges that we face? Previously, there have been several committees on agricultural infrastructure right from beginning. Right, agricultural credit and agricultural infrastructure is going to be a big issue, and also focus on several reforms that have been brought out for promoting agricultural infrastructure. More specifically, focus on the Bharat Nirman. Right, Bharat Nirman, it was a previous scheme, Bharat Nirman and NREGA. Focus on them. They had been dovetailed. Today it is not there, but previously it was there. Focus on them. It will be a following, it will be a continuous aspect of that for the mains, not for prelims, for the mains. For the mains, this much is enough, right. So, in the next aspect, next video, we shall discuss about more issues, and we shall travel together to crack the examination, and wish you all the friends. Thank you very much.